Chapter 531. Huge Battle, 1/4. The mornings of northern plains were getting colder. White frost covered the grassland, and people blew out vapor when they breathed. The two armies, with hundreds of thousands of soldiers, were confronting each other. Banners fluttered in the sky, and the troops' formation were as dense as forests. Lu tribe and He tribe had rested and reorganized for over a dozen days after the first battle before sending the war letter, and today, they both came out to battle once again. Second brother, you went out the previous time. It is my turn now. Mo Shi Kuang restlessly shouted and impatiently charged towards the front. Mo Shi Kuang's white hair fluttered. His black skin and panther-like eyes shone. His momentum was thunderous as he shouted, "Who seeks death? This black barbarian again." He tribe's higher-ups felt anger and fear at the sight of Mo Shi Kuang. In the battle before, many rank 4 Gu masters had lost their lives at Mo Shi Kuang's hands. Mo Shi Kuang's brutal fighting style caused people to be fearful. He Lulan scoffed, his expression much relaxed than before. He looked at the two new faces in the main tent. "Who among you would like to go first?" These two were Gao Yang and Zhu Zai, rank 4 peak stage Gu masters. Their name of demonic paths twin demons was spread far and wide, that in their early days, demonic paths twin demons had received Tai by Yunsheng's grace and swore to repay him. Not long ago, Tai by Yunsheng used a letter Gu to try calling them. And a few days ago, they took the initiative to side with He tribe army. The addition of the two of them immediately filled the gap between He tribe and Lu tribe army and allowed He tribe's higher rank strength to be free from the previous strained circumstances. Demonic paths twin demons were inseparable, but the rule of the challenge was that every side could only send one person to battle. The two glanced at each other, already having discussed according to the intel He tribe had given them. Zhu Zai stood up and slightly bowed. "I shall go." He Lulan nodded. Mo Shi Kuang stared at Zhu Zai's arrival, revealing a happy expression. "A rank 4 peak stage? Good. Good. But you don't look that impressive. I hope you won't go down with just a few punches." Zhu Zai snorted and activated a Gu. His body then rapidly charged forward like an artillery shell. Mo Shi Kuang stood at the spot, while licking his dried lips, prepared to receive the attack. Boom. Zhu Zai ruthlessly smashed against Mo Shi Kuang, creating an explosive sound like that of crackling thunder. The berserk collision of strength resulted in Zhu Zai retreating several steps, while Mo Shi Kuang was directly sent flying. Third brother, be careful. This person is Zhu Zai of the demonic paths twin demons. He cultivates strength path. Lu Wenwu reminded in a loud voice from the main tent. "Ha ha ha, strength path Gu master? Great. I like fighting with such exciting opponents." Mo Shi Kuang spurted out blood from the injury. He jumped up from the ground, the injury making him more excited. Instead, a crazed look appeared on his coal-like inky black skin. A loud sound echoed. His aura started surging, and Mo Shi Kuang charged towards Zhu Zai. Courting death. Zhu Zai smiled sinisterly as he pounced forward as well. Boom boom boom. The two sides engaged in close combat. Their attacks were so fierce and heavy that the collision produced a series of explosive sounds. Mo Shi Kuang was a Chi Path Gu master and was using his weakness to fight the enemy's strong point. But he unexpectedly was not in a disadvantage while fighting such an intense battle with the strength path Gu master Zhu Zai. Strange. Could it be that this Mo Shi Kuang cultivates both Qi and strength path? He tribe camp was in a state of shock. It is not like that. Mo Shi Kuang looks like he is fighting close combat. But in truth, his punches are not really landing physically. Instead, he has a translucent Qi armor over his body which he explodes by using Qi explosion Gu at the same time, creating an explosive strength comparable to strength path. Cunning Gentleman Sun Shirhan said in a solemn voice. He was specialized in investigating, and with careful observation, he managed to see through the trick Mo Shi Kuang was playing by synergizing with Qi explosion Gu. Qi armor Gu became a weapon that could both attack and defend. Gu masters relied on their wits to use Gu. Often, the coordination of different Gu worms could form a complementing effect. This Mo Shi Kuang is really fierce. This is the first time I saw someone actually suppressing brother Zhu Zai head-on. Gao Yang's expression was solemn. He had been observing the battle since the start. He was extremely familiar with Zhu Zai and understood Zhu Zai was already using almost all his strength. But the enemy, however, was moving so easily and was clearly much relaxed. Suddenly, the mad growl of a boar exploded in the air. The beast phantom of a Grand Emperor boar that was as large as an elephant and had awe-inspiring might appeared in the air. Grand Emperor boar was a mutated boar. Its strength could not be looked down on. After dozen or so moves, Zhu Zai finally unleashed a beast phantom. Instantly, his offensive power rose sharply, and Mo Shikuang was caught unprepared as the huge strength struck him and sent him rolling on the ground. Zhu Zai took the chance to chase him and activated his trump card. The Grand Emperor boar phantom gradually disappeared from the air before condensing again. Moreover, another 2 Grand Emperor boar phantoms also appeared. 3 Grand Emperor boar strength. Boom! The enormous strength burst out, causing Zhu Zai's every punch to create sonic booms. Mo Shikuang felt a sense of crisis and laughed madly. Interesting. Come, I will show you my true strength. He activated his movement Gu and swiftly flew up, easily dodging the attack of Zhu Zai's 3 boar strength. Zhu Zai's punch landed on the ground, creating a huge crater with stones and mud flying everywhere. Mo Shikuang's white hair fluttered in the air as he hovered in the air. He then sent punches after punches towards Zhu Zai. Aura, fist chi, smashed down like a meteor rain. Zhu Zai kept on dodging while also striking back and destroying these fist chi. But soon after, he was falling into a disadvantage. Facing a chi path opponent, Zhu Zai's strength path's most common weakness started becoming obvious. He was not like Fang Yuan, who had strength chi gu. Zhu Zai lacked long-range attacking methods, and Mo Shikuang was able to quickly suppress him after changing his battle tactics. Not good. Brother Zhu Zai won't be able to hold on if he keeps on defending. Gao Yang knew Zhu Zai's strengths and weaknesses and was very anxious at this scene as he immediately asked to be sent to battle. He Lulan also saw the unfavorable situation and immediately agreed. A mere variant human, I will teach you a lesson. Gao Yang softly shouted. Mist started curling around him before condensing into a ribbon that pushed him forward. Don't even think of using numbers as an advantage. Ouyang Baisang snorted and moved almost at the same time. His speed was very fast, intercepting Gao Yang midway. Gao Yang was concerned about Zhu Zai and did not even have any thoughts of fighting Ouyang Baisang as he activated Cloud Rope Gu from a distance. Milky white mist surged around Ouyang Baisang before condensing into a rope which firmly bound him. Gao Yang was specialized in defense and pinning down enemies, while Zhu Zai was specialized in attacking and investigation. The cooperation between the two complemented each other very well. Ouyang Baisang struggled. The cloud rope shook and broke before condensing again, and actually had the signs of multiplying. Ouyang Baisang was furious as he started transferring his primeval essence into a Jura zombie goo in his aperture and transforming into a zombie. With the transformation into a Jura zombie, his defense and strength surged rapidly. Ouyang Baisang growled and completely broke the cloud rope with 3 times the strength. He stamped his foot and flew to the air, blocking Gao Yang again. A Jura zombie was one of the 5 great flying zombie goo. It naturally had the ability to fly. Gao Yang simply did not want to tangle with Ouyang Baisang. His brows furrowed deeply as he looked at Ouyang Baisang blocking him again, and knew the other wanted to provide time for Mo Shikuang to kill Zhu Zai. At this thought, he directly activated his trump card Gu. Rank 5, Treacherous Cloud Wave Gu. His primeval C rapidly fell down, almost lowering by half. A gray cloud that was as big as a carriage surged with dark red light floating inside, and rapidly flew towards Ouyang Baisang. Ouyang Baisang moved around and dodged few times, but this cloud followed him like a shadow and finally covered him. The instant Ouyang Baisang was struck by treacherous cloud wave Gu, he felt his sense of direction was lost. His mind seemed to work extremely slowly, and his thoughts were slowed down by many times. He could not differentiate which way was east and which was west, and even lost the sense of up and down, left and right. For a moment, as he was covered in the gray cloud, he was like a headless fly that was tossing around in the sky. Mo Shikuang, don't be too rampant. Gao Yang left Ouyang Baisang and finally was able to reinforce Zhu Zai in time. The two combined their strength, and with their deep tacit understanding, Even Mo Shi Kuang, who was fierce and fearless, was being gradually suppressed. But the three had exchanged no more than over 20 moves when they heard Ouyang Bai Sang's shout. Azura transformation. Instantly, 6 thick arms which looked like they were casted in bronze stretched out through the gray cloud. From outside, one could vaguely see the figure, inside the gray cloud, inflating like a balloon. Ouyang Bai Sang used his killer move, his battle strength exploding by several times. His body shook, shaking the dim and lightless gray cloud into dispersing. "You despicable scoundrels, die." Ouyang Bai Sang was thoroughly furious as he flew into the air and attacked Gao Yang and Zhu Zai with Mo Shi Kuang. With such an expert joining the battle, Zhu Zai and Gao Yang were forced to passively defend. The situation had dramatically turned into that of a crisis. Alliance leader, Gao Yang and Zhu Zai are experts we must have. We cannot let them die like this. Tai Bai Yunxing saw the situation had turned bad and immediately spoke up. Sir's words are reasonable. He Lulan was solemn and suddenly stood up from his seat. Although Gao Yang and Zhu Zai had joined them, He tribe was still weaker than Lu tribe in terms of higher ranked strength. He Lulan waved his hand, and just like what he saw Fang Yuan doing, sent the order for an all-out war. The command was sent, and the army began to move. Lu Wenwu sneered. "You could not win an expert's challenge, and now come to gang up. Good, I will accompany you." Bugles rang, and war drums shook the battlefield. Lu tribe army also moved out. Two sides, both with hundreds of thousands of soldiers, surged towards the other like a torrent. The distance between the two armies was quickly cut down, and when they were few hundred steps afar, Gu masters began to attack almost at the same time. For a moment, large numbers of pill fire, icicles, bone spears and wind blades shot towards the enemies. Light armors, bone shields, water barriers, and all kinds of defensive abilities were also activated. The originally simple scene had turned into a gorgeous painting of all colors. Boom, boom, boom. The attacks from both sides landed on each other almost at the same time. Like a rainstorm falling down on the lake, ripples started spreading. Only a few Gu masters with bad luck died or were heavily injured in the intense storm of attack. Most of the Gu masters continued to attack till the army of the both sides collided. Like the collision of two torrents, blood splattered and chaos descended. Chapter 532. Huge Battle, 2/4. At once, even Gao Yang, Zhu Zai, Mo Shi Kuang, and Ouyang Bai Sang's battles were interrupted by the huge influx of people. The two armies intertwined completely, as fighting sounds erupted and filled the heavens. Waterfall Gu. In the chaotic battle, water demon Hao Ji Lu pushed with his palms as a great current burst forth, sweeping the Gu masters in front of him irregardless of alliance. Great Tornado Gu. A large dark green tornado over tens of meters tall swept the battlefield. Everywhere it went, humans and beasts flew into the air as they lost their balance. The tornado dispersed and revealed Chang Biao. Within, he was floating in the air with his green robe. He had an overwhelming aura. He and Hao Ji Lu were not far away. Naturally, the two rank 4 experts made eye contact with each other. The next moment, there were no trash talks. They fought immediately. A flash of golden lightning pierced the battlefield. All the He tribe Gu masters in its path lost their lives. The golden light dispersed, and a stoic man with broad shoulders and thin waist appeared. It was Pei Yin Fei. Chang Shanin. Today, I will behead you and take revenge for what happened back then. Pei Yin Fei was overflowing with battle intent. Fire was burning within him when suddenly, his gaze concentrated and he activated his defensive Gu in time. Behind him, a lump of shadow exploded. The shadow was deep and profound, turning into multiple sword shadows as it attacked his back, causing Pei Yin Fei to sway violently. "It's you, Shadow Sword Expert." Pei Yin Fei stabilized his footing as he looked at the Gu master who attacked him, his gaze becoming serious. Bian Si Xian, who had a black veil covering her face, laughed. "Lord Pei Yin Fei is too courteous." She spoke very respectfully, but her actions were not. The black shadow swords appeared again like a windmill, engulfing Pei Yin Fei. "Then I shall kill you first." Pei Yin Fei laughed loudly as he charged forward. "Our battle has not ended. Where are you two going?" Ouyang Bai Sang and Mo Shi Kuang came before the demonic path twin demons. Gao Yang and Zhu Zai felt bitter. They could only continue and engage in battle with Ouyang by Sang and Imo Shirquang. As the Gu master experts continued fighting, their battle rings formed into distinct areas, and the chaotic battlefield gradually became clear. Tens of large battle rings were filled with rank 4 to 5 experts. Outside the large rings, there were small battle rings with rank 3 Gu masters as the main strength. Outside the small rings, low-rank Gu masters form into groups as they fought together in teams that as the main commander. He Lulan and Lu Wenwu were sitting in their main tents, observing the battle situation. At times, they gave orders and dispatched their elite troops to areas of the battlefield to stabilize the situation or to pursue their advantage. The giant battlefield soon gave off the thick scent of blood. Gu masters continued to fall. Some were turned into icicles, while others were charred. Some were torn to pieces while others were poisoned to death. The clean grassland became a weird monster, devouring fresh blood and life every minute and second. The battle was so intense. After a while, He Lulan and Lu Wenwu were both breaking out in cold sweat. Large numbers of casualties made their hearts turn cold. The intensity of battle made people's hearts go numb. To maintain the situation, the two quickly dispatched their trump cards, the elite troops. Only the Black Banner elite troops and Grand White elite were left to control the area. As time flowed, deaths and injuries became less. After all, the explosive strength only appeared at the start. By now, Gu masters experienced intense primeval essence expenditure and were starting to reduce their usage. This way, the battle intensity started to decrease. The battle entered a stalemate. The two armies were like two giants competing at equal strength. Either side could snowball from a tiny advantage until they emerged victorious and become the winner of the battlefield. Our higher-level battle strength are doing well. Wolf King, now that the rank 5 lurking soul coat Gu is in your hands, together with the mutated beast wolf group, the rest will be up to you. He Lulan transmitted with his Gu wormed at the start of the battle. Fang Yuan was already not in the main tent, but lurking somewhere on the battlefield. His exact location was not known by He Lulan either. Fang Yuan received He Lulan's words, but he did not reply. He mobilized the wolf group and started to sprint in two directions. Lu tribe Gu masters subconsciously chased after them, but this way, the tight formation was loosened. Howl, a group of over 800 mutated beast wolf group, comprising white eyes wolves, blood forest wolves, frenzy wolves, shark fin wolves. The wolf group was like a sharp arrow, shooting out and piercing towards Lu tribe's main camp. Fang Yuan's attack was a fatal blow. It was vicious and cruel, striking at the enemy's vital points. A group of mutated beasts reinforcement, as expected, Lu Wenwu looked at the charging wolves that disrupted his formation. Large numbers of Gu masters lost their lives to the wolves as he frowned deeply. He tribe's Gu immortals supplying mutated wolves was information easy to obtain. It was no secret. Lu Wenwu was unfazed. He had Lu tribe's Gu immortals backing him as well, along with the entire Lu tribe. He had his ways of dealing with this mutated beast wolf group. Bei Chao Chuan, it is time to strike. Lu Wenwu instructed the Gu master beside him. Bei Chao Chuan was expressionless, standing up from his seat as he frowned. I can only last for 7 minutes. Lu Wenwu nodded. No worry, go ahead. Bei Chao Chuan walked out of the main tent, his primeval essence rapidly expending as he activated the Gu worm that he had obtained not long ago. The refreshing aura of grass and would spread from his body. For a radius of 100 li, all the grass within the range of this aura grew wildly. In a few breaths' time, they grew taller than a man's height. The large blades of grass intertwined, forming rank 2 grass soldier puppets. Soon, there were 1,000 grass soldier puppets. Bei Chao Chuan activated his Gu worm, as a jade-colored light rained down. The grass puppets were bathed in the green rain water, as a portion of them advanced to rank 3 rot tan shell grass soldiers. At the same time, the rank 2 grass puppets were still growing. Bei Chao Chuan activated his Gu worm again, as an orange wind blew on the grassland. As the wind blew, a portion of the rot tan shell grass soldiers advanced into the rank 4 grass sword elite soldiers. The empty central camp quickly was filled with an army of grass soldiers. At once, it became the most densely packed area in the battlefield. The charging mutated wolf group was obstructed by these obstacles. Fang Yuan frowned. He manipulated wholeheartedly. He hit on the back of the blood forest wolf, his body cloaked in the rank 5 lurking soul coat goo. It was like a green-gray wolf skin cape. The lurking soul coat goo was indeed amazing. It concealed Fang Yuan's soul and allowed him to strike with his full strength. But at this time, Fang Yuan felt that he was battling against an enslavement path master. Bei Chao Chuan manipulated the grass soldier army as tears overflowed his face. He now had 2 souls in one body. In order to defeat Wolf King Changshan, Bei tribe's elder Bei Chao Sheng sacrificed himself and entrusted his soul to Bei Chao Chuan. Using Lu Wenwu's Gu Worm, Bei Chao Chuan absorbed the power of Bei Chao Sheng's soul, causing him to gain the attainment of an enslavement path master within this short period of time. Bei Chao Chuan was originally a rank 4 enslavement path Gu master. He was also Bei tribe leader. He had the resources of a clan. His soul foundation was not weak. With Bei Chao Sheng's help, he was like a tiger with wings. His enslavement path battle strength surged, except that this move had huge repercussions. Because he used another person's soul, Bei Chao Chuan's soul will be impure, and he would have memory lapses. He would need to expend huge amounts of spirit and resources, using specialized soul path Gu worms to nourish his soul and heal this problem. But now, in order to defeat He tribe army and take revenge, Bei Chao Chuan could not care less about the aftermath. He tribe had invited Gao Yang and Zhu Zai to mend the gap of their higher-level battle strength. And Lu tribe thought of this method to replenish their lower-level battle strength, raising Bei Chao Chuan's strength to enslavement path master so that he could restrict Fang Yuan at once. Fang Yuan's mutated beast wolf group was barely resisted by the grass soldier army. We blocked it? Haha. Hey Lu Lan, you are bound to lose. Lu Wenwu saw this, and the worry in his heart vanished. He laughed heartily as his voice resounded the battlefield. Damn it. Hey Lu Lan clenched his fist and gritted his teeth. The situation was terrible. Gao Yang and Zhu Zai were in great danger, and the mutated wolf group that he had placed his hope on was restricted at the enemy's camp, unable to progress. Without a choice, he had to mobilize the Black Banner troops. Brothers, it is finally time for us Black Banner to strike. Black Banner commander received this order and shouted excitedly. Black Banner troop was nurtured by He tribe for a long time. The trump card made from expending huge amounts of resources. Once they were deployed, they were like a black blade that stabbed into the battlefield, easily slicing it like tofu. The entire Black Banner troop was reinforced by Battle Wolgu. They were brave and peerless, not afraid of death. They could display 120% of their original strength. Can't control it anymore, huh? Lu Wenwu's eyes shone brilliantly, staring at the Black Banner troop's movements. When he saw the Black Banner troop making a curve around the battlefield, towards his central camp, he instantly understood He Lu Lan's intention. So you are trying to stake it all on this, gathering your advantage and piercing the grass soldier army. Humph. Bei Chao Chuan had such difficulty resisting Changshan. If the Black Banner troops appeared, he would definitely fall. By then, He tribe would have a mild advantage, and this crucial beast group would be free to attack. Thinking so, Lu Wenwu laughed arrogantly. Your He tribe has Black Banner troops, renowned in northern plains. My Lu tribe also has the Grand White troops, of similar magnitude of fame. Black Banner and Grand White's competition had been ongoing for hundreds of years. Let's see who wins today. Under his command, the Grand White troops unleashed one of their 3 killer moves directly. The Grand White troops exploded with a piercing white light. The white light formed into a giant light pillar that pierced into the heavens. The light pillar rose up, but after an instant, it descended from the sky, shooting at the area that the Black Banner troops were advancing towards. The 3 Black Banner commanders saw this familiar killer move and ordered their troops to stay on guard. The light pillar dispersed, and the Grand White troops appeared with a tight formation. Grand White troops were foot soldiers, while Black Banner troops rode battle horses. But in terms of mobility, Grand White troops were superior. It was none other than the ability of this killer move. Chapter 533. Huge Battle, 3/4. Black Banner troops and Grand White troops started to fight. Ever since they were created, they were opposing forces that had contested for hundreds of years, having victories and losses on both sides. At this moment, the two troops engaged in battle and unleashed their killer moves, having no clear advantage on each side. Seeing his final trump card engaged in a deadlock, He Lulan's expression turned pitch black. Hee. Lu Wenwu laughed heartily, feeling great pleasure. His opponent was at his wit's end, but he was in the same situation. However, the grass soldier army could still block the mutated beast wolf group for some time. As for He tribe's higher-level battle force, they had already shown signs of collapsing, especially Gao Yang and Zhu Zai against Ouyang Bai Sang and Imo Shiquang. Their battle was very obviously showing signs of a victor emerging. Ouyang Bai Sang and Imo Shiquang, although they were not skilled at cooperating, they had greater individual strength than their opponents. If Gao Yang and Zhu Zai were fighting 2 against 1, using their great chemistry, they could have a mild advantage. But now, they could only be suppressed, defending desperately as they were in a passive situation. Anyone could tell that Gao Yang and Zhu Zai were going to fail very soon. Once they lose, Ouyang Bai Sang and Imo Shiquang would be like tigers out of a cage. They would start to reinforce other battles. That way, their mild advantage will snowball and accumulate, allowing the entire battle to sway in his favor. Once Lu tribe army gains the advantage, He tribe without any more backup would have no way of winning. They would only be able to watch their opponent grow stronger as they fall into a worse situation. Eventually, the other side will turn advantage into victory, and He tribe army would crumble. He Lulan could see the problem now. He was sweating profusely. He was all alone in the main tent. At this point, he could only rely on his own strength. His body vanished in the main tent, appeared in the air above the grass soldier army. He had the intention of killing Bei Chao Chuan. Since Bei Chao Chuan did not have lurking soul coat goo, he was easy to distinguish. Once he is killed, the grass soldier army would crumble. That way, this battle would go back into a double offense situation. At the end, it would be like the first battle. They would have to regroup and retreat. Killer move, Dark Vortex. He Lulan had just activated his killer move when a white light appeared before him, showing Lu Wenwu's body. He Lulan was a dark path rank 5, while Lu Wenwu was a light path rank 5. The two had engaged in combat for many times without a clear victor, but this time, the gentleman-like Lu Wenwu showed a mild smile of a victor, Brother Lulan. Today's battle depends on a single ray of light. My grass soldier army is going to fall soon, but your higher-level battle strength will falter more quickly. What a pity! Our armies have very close battle strength. We are nearly evenly matched. You are courting death. He Lulan shouted furiously, growling and charging at Lu Wenwu. The two fought as they moved around, exploding with thunderous sounds or brilliant lights. Strange, in my previous life, He tribe defeated Lu tribe, but it seems that Lu tribe has the advantage now. Was it because of me that some weird changes occurred? Fang Yuan hid at a corner as he secretly observed. He was an enslavement strength dual cultivator. He had not displayed his full strength yet. In fact, he had not even displayed his full enslavement path abilities yet this moment. The grass soldier army was barely holding on. He just had to show up and unleash the wolf howl goo and rank 5 amplify effect goo to instantly defeat Bei Chao Chuan. But Fang Yuan did not move. He chose to observe. His attention was on Ouyang Bai Sang and Imo Shiquang. Once he showed up and activated wolf howl goo and rank 5 amplify effect goo, there was a huge possibility that the two of them would come after him. Truthfully speaking, Fang Yuan was already accomplished in strength path. He was not afraid of fighting Ouyang Bai Sang and Imo Shiquang together in close combat. But my vision cannot be limited to this battle. The fight for the imperial court is a competition among super tribes, a game manipulated by goo immortals. Once I expose my full strength, even if we win this battle, the other party will definitely target me when they get reinforced by their goo immortal. By then, I would have no more hidden trump cards left. My grasp over this situation would fall to rock bottom. Fang Yuan's mind was on the imperial court. He kept calm at all times and was not disturbed by the dangerous situation ahead of him. In my previous life, how did He tribe defeat Lu tribe? Although the battle is extremely tense now, both sides had not used their trump cards yet. At least I know that Tai Bai Yunsheng has a rank 5 goo man as before. The less battle strength I expose, the better it is for me. If I strike, it has to be a fatal blow. Now is not the time yet. Fang Yuan's heart was calm. Despite this intense battlefield that was filled with corpses and rivers of blood that in his eyes, these casualties were just numbers that in this battle. Many people screamed at the deaths of their friends and family. Many people shouted in joy after killing a strong foe. Some Gu masters ran away under the fear of death. Some Gu masters were filled with ambition, wanting to be a person of higher status. Human emotions became riled up in such moments of life and death. They were frenzied, crazy, while arrogant and unrestrained. Observing the ruthless expressions of the people around, hearing their screaming and shouting, Fang Yuan felt a great sense of serenity and peace. His heart was firm like an ancient abyss. There were no ripples on the surface. Fight, kill. A person is born to engage in battle. Win, lose. Continue walking on your path by stepping on other people's corpses. Let blood boil. Let sweat flow. The best moment of life is now. Take this. This is my killer move. World-devouring chi. In the battlefield, an explosive and thunderous shout burst out. His voice attracted numerous gazes as everyone subconsciously focused on it. Oh no, let's go. An intense sense of danger assaulted him as Gao Yang shouted, activating his Gu worm and wanting to escape. But the surrounding air was as dense as walls. He could barely move. Mo Shi Kuang floated in the air, opening his hands as his 10 fingers converged before his chest. Gao Yang and Zhu Zai felt a despairing sense of pressure, squashing them from all directions. Their shocked expressions froze on their faces. The feeling of imminent death filled their hearts. Go. Before the moment of death, Zhu Zai burst out the strength of 3 Grand Emperor Boar, piercing a hole on the wall like air. Brother. Gao Yang felt his world spinning. When he reacted, he had already been tossed far away by Zhu Zai. Away from the battlefield that is for Zhu Zai, he was squeezed into meat paste by Mo Shi Kuang's killer move, through an intense and concentrated air pressure. Brother. Gao Yang shouted. His heart felt like it was pierced by daggers as tears flowed out of his eyes like a flood. Mo Shi Kuang also vomited a mouthful of blood. Second brother, your killer move is not completed yet. Don't activate it casually. Ouyang Bai Sang quickly hurried over and held him in the air. Mo Shi Kuang vomited blood as he laughed. What a great battle. I used it without thinking, huh? Ouyang Bai Sang shook his head. All right, let's continue killing that Gao Yang. After we resolve the problem here, we will reinforce the other battles. Lu Wenwu, who saw this, laughed. He declared with overwhelming confidence, this is the start of our Lu tribe army's consecutive victories. Brother Lu Lan, you have no way of winning already. Is that so? It was not He Lu Lan who replied him, but Tai Bai Yun Sheng, who was at another battle ring. Tai Bai Yun Sheng, who had always been evading attacks, suddenly burst out with great speed as he pulled some distance from his opponent, opening his palms and shooting out a silver beam. The silver beam shone on Zhu Zai's flesh and blood that became meat paste. Rank 5. Man as before. In an instant, silver light shone brilliantly, making people close their eyes in response. After the light faded, Zhu Zai reappeared on the battlefield, without any injuries on him, as his primeval sea level was also at its peak. Under the effect of man as before, Zhu Zai returned to the state right before the battle. The shocked expression not only appeared on multiple Gu masters' faces, even Lu Wenwu, Mo Shi Kuang, and Ouyang Bai Sang had the same expression. Man as before Gu had an incredible healing effect that made almost everyone feel shocked and speechless. Man as before Gu, time path healing Gu, could return. A target to his condition at a point in time. Good. What a great healing Gu. He Lu Lan laughed heartily. He did not expect Tai Bai Yun Sheng to be concealing such a strong trump card. As long as they had this, He tribe's higher level battle could drag on for a long time. Good. Now is the time. Fang Yuan's eyes shone with brilliance as he activated rank 4 Eagle Rise Gu, flying up into the sky. Rank 5 Amplify Effect Gu and rank 4 Wolf Howl Gu. Fang Yuan opened his mouth and howled, as his voice spread far and wide. Under the effect of the Wolf Howl Gu, all his mutated beasts' bodies expanded. As their eyes turned bright red, their battle strength grew by 5 times. Go. Fang Yuan floated in the air, staring at the battlefield as he muttered. The wolf tide burst out, like a tsunami out of nowhere. Damn it. I can't hold on. Bei Chao Chuan was at his wit's end. He resisted desperately, but the grass soldier army was like a thin piece of paper under the wolf tide. It was torn to shreds without even lasting for a few breaths' time. Bei Chao Chuan did not even manage to escape before a frenzy wolf pounced on him and tore his armor with its sharp teeth before biting his throat. Bei Chao Chuan resisted with all his strength, sending this frenzy wolf flying. Just as he was about to cover his neck and get up, 3 white eyes. Wolves came, and after a struggle, he was a corpse torn into several pieces. The grass soldier army went down. Fang Yuan thus manipulated the wolf group and attacked Grand White troops. Grand White troops were fighting with Black Banner troops. They were stuck in a stalemate as they exchanged blows. Now that the mutated beast wolf group attacked them from behind, they suffered heavy injuries. Ha! Lu Wenwu, it seems that I have the last laugh. The battle turned in such a sudden direction. He Lu Lan was overjoyed and surprised. No, I have not lost yet. Lu Wenwu's face was distorted as he shouted frantically, like a gambler who had gone crazy from losing. He turned into a white light, flying towards Ouyang Bai Sang and Mo Shikuang. Second brother, third brother. He shouted. Chapter 534. Huge Battle 4 of 4. We are here, big brother. Ouyang Bai Sang and Mo Shikuang shouted at the same time. Let them see the true strength of us 3 brothers. Lu Wenwu shouted, and without slowing down, directly smashed into Mo Shikuang and Ouyang Bai Sang. The two laughed loudly, their body giving off green and gray light. Green, gray, and white. 3 lights collided. Boom. Light dispersed, and on the spot appeared a human-shaped monster. This monster had 3 heads and 6 arms. It was 20 feet tall with tight muscles and bronze skin. The 3 heads had the appearance of Lu Wenwu, Ouyang Bai Sang, and Mo Shikuang. Countless people looked on with wide eyes at this freakish scene. I will let you guys know, this is our 3 brothers' killer move. 3 heads, 6 arms. Are you trembling in fear? Let out all your dread. This will be the last moment of your lives. The 3 heads spoke in unison. Humph, shameless boasting. Gao Yang snorted, activating his treacherous cloud wave. A gray cloud shot towards the 3 head, 6 arms giant. But before it even reached its target, Lu Wenwu's eyes shot 2 light beams that pierced through the cloud. Boom, with a sonic boom. The 3 head, 6 arms suddenly appeared above Gao Yang. So fast. Gao Yang's pupil shrunk, and from the battle experiences he had cultivated over a long period of time, he quickly activated his defense skill. The monster waved its 2 arms. One arm pierced through the light barrier while another arm smashed Gao Yang's head like it smashed a watermelon. Next moment, Gao Yang's headless corpse fell down from the sky. Brother. Rage attacked Zhu Zai's heart and made him lose all reasoning as he ferociously charged towards the monster. Mwahaha, the lamentation of ants. Mo Shikuang's head laughed loudly and lightly flicked his finger towards Zhu Zai. Boom. Chi flow exploded and moved straight through the battlefield with formidable impact force, inflicting injuries for several thousands of steps. Zhu Zai directly exploded from the attack, his blood and crushed bones flying in all directions. The Gu masters who suffered the after effects of the attack were all injured heavily. This power, it has increased by at least 6 times, and the speed has increased by 9 times at least. This 3-people combination, is it combining Azura transformation, the attacking force of Qi path, and the effects of light path? Fang Yuan had an intense urge to battle when he looked at this scene. I have all-out effort Gu, and by adding in rank 5 amplify effect Gu, I can burst out with 500 June of strength. I wonder who would win if I fight with this monster. But in the next moment, Fang Yuan suppressed his battle intent and flew down, again hiding among the mutated beast group. Manas before Gu. At this moment, 2 silver lights shone down. Zhu Zai and Gao Yang resurrected again, restored to their previous state. Old geezer. The monster's 6 eyes were filled with icy glint, killing intent and battle intent, simultaneously charging towards Tai Bai Yunxing. Tai Bai Yunxing panically retreated. Although he had manas before Gu, he could only use it on others and could not use it on himself. All those that are free, protect Tai Bai Yunxing. He Lu Lan hurried to reinforce while shouting to his army, realizing the crux of the battle. Who can stop me? Ouyang Bai Sang's head loftily smiled. Next instant, the monster turned into a ray of green light that shot towards Tai Bai Yunxing like lightning. Tai Bai Yunxing was hiding behind others, but no one was able to block the monster as it charged straight, sweeping everything on its path. Anyone that dared to block it, be it goo masters or beasts, would become pools of crushed flesh and bones. Benefactor, leave quickly. Gao Yang and Zhu Zai rushed over, guarding Tai Bai Yunshin behind them. Cumbersome things. The monster waved its 6 arms so quick that one could only see their afterimage. Thump thump, Zhu Zai and Gao Yang were smashed again. Take my soul blade goo. Pan Ping hurried over and activated single blade goo. Soul blade goo successfully activated this time, and the monster's huge body slightly shook, a shallow wound appearing on its chest. A little interesting. The monster laughed coldly. The wound had completely recovered by the time he finished laughing. Afterwards, the monster let out a breath of turbid air. The turbid air detonated and exploded Pan Ping into pieces. Tai Bai Yunshin, where are you going? The monster howled with laughter, the voices of the 3 heads gradually becoming one. Tai Bai Yunshin had not moved very far when the monster intercepted in front of him. Swoosh, waterfall flowed in a torrent, and Hao Ji Lu came riding it. The monster pushed forward with all 6 hands and collapsed the water torrent. Hao Ji Lu screamed miserably and flew backwards in a faster speed than he came. Seeing this scene, Bian Si Xian, who was charging forward, immediately stopped, not daring to go forward. Dark vortex. He Lu Lan sped down from the sky. In the giant black sphere that was as large as a hill pressed down, the monster roared, its 6 hands forming into a claw shape and slashing towards the distant black sphere. Killer move. World-devouring chi. The air became as thick as a wall and solid as a mountain. He Lu Lan's face turned red and purple, but he was not able to continue forward. Following after, air from all around surged and unexpectedly swallowed his killer move. The killer move, which Emo Shi Kuang could not carry out completely, was suddenly perfected in the monster's hand. Howl. The mutated wolf group rushed over while He Lu Lan delayed the monster. In an instant, the mutated wolf group had surrounded the monster tightly. A bloody battle broke out. The mutated wolves, which had a strength of rank 4 goo masters, fearlessly initiated a death charge at the monster. Kill, kill, kill. The monster growled repeatedly as it turned into a berserk state and started fighting the mutated wolves. His every movement carried his full power. Light path, chi path, and transformation path goo worms jointly attacked with deep tacit cooperation, as if the monster was a cultivator cultivating 3 paths. The mutated wolves died one after another. But the monster's offensive was still as fierce as before. Lord Alliance Leader, let me lend you a hand. At this moment, a Lu tribe goo master hurried over to assist, but in the next moment, he was smashed apart alive by the monster, which had lost its reason. Lord Lu Wenwu has lost his mind. He has become mad. The battlefield was in an uproar, and Lu tribe army's morale fell down sharply. My tribe has suffered tremendous losses. We have lost 1/3 of our goo masters. It is time to retreat. How can such an alliance leader be worth us giving up our lives? Let's discuss after we retreat. The casualties have already reached a high level. Retreat now. Don't care about violating the poison vow. The battle had reached such a chaotic state that was beyond everyone's expectation. Deserters started to appear from both He and Lu tribe. The Black Banner troops and Grand White troops that had been managing the army were in an intense fight now. How could they have the energy to spare to suppress these deserters? What to do? He Lu Lan asked. This monster gave him an extreme headache. Don't worry. Killer moves have astonishing might, but their consumption of primeval essence is also enormous. Moreover, this killer move clearly has a defect. This monster has already lost its reasoning. A powerful being without intelligence is nothing to worry about. Fang Yuan calmly analyzed, his voice shaking everyone's mind. Yes, if nothing unexpected happens, then we have already won this battle. Tai Bai Yunshin added. But he had just finished speaking when the unexpected event happened. The 3-head 6-arms monster suddenly separated into 3 people, who then charged into 3 directions. Lu Wenwu and Emo Shi Kuang's charge missed. But Ouyang Bai Sang's eyes shone as he shouted, Chang Shanin, I have finally found you. Die. Their 3-people combination into 3-head 6-arms monster allowed their souls to mix, and their battle strength would raise rapidly. But this state could not be maintained for long. The longer it was used, the more chaotic their memories would become, finally leading them to lose themselves and become a delirious lunatic or become an idiot. When they killed the goo master that had come for reinforcement, their minds shook and barely managed to regain a trace of sanity. Relying on this sanity, they planned in making a comeback. Compared to killing Tai Bai Yunshin, killing Chang Shanin would no doubt be much more important. The investigative goo of these 3 were not common. Goo. By carefully observing the battlefield, they calculated the 3 places where Fang Yuan was most likely to be hiding. In the end, Ouyang Bai Sang found Fang Yuan's hiding place. Damn it. If the Wolf King dies, the Wolf Group will crumble apart. Lu Tribe's army will be able to turn around the situation, and it will instead become my army's defeat. Seeing Ouyang Bai Sang pouncing at Chang Shanin with a sinister smile, He Lu Lan shouted inwardly as he crazily rushed to assist, but he was still late. Die. Ouyang Bai Sang unexpectedly still had enough primeval essence left to activate Azura transformation again. Wolf King is finished. Sun Shirhan was afraid but also happy. Bad. Chang Shanin is going to die. Tai Bai Yunxing and others had pale expressions. Father. Chang Jiyu shouted in desperation. However, the person in question, Fang Yuan, had a strange smile on his face as he saw Ouyang Bai Sang's attack. Rank 4 Eagle Raise Gu and Rank 5 Amplify Effect Gu. A pair of eagle wings suddenly grew out of Fang Yuan's back and took him towards the sky with 5 times the speed. Ouyang Bai Sang was dazed for a second before he hurried chased, shouting, "Don't even think of escaping." But his speed was not enough, and he could only look on as the gap between them spread apart. Let me. Lu Wenwu shouted and turned into a white light that rapidly charged over. But Fang Yuan nimbly turned around and dodged. Mo Shi Kuang also rushed over at this moment, chasing and intercepting Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan was extremely deft. At times, he was like a butterfly passing through the flowers. At times, he was like a lightning. At times, he was like a light wind. And at times, he was like a ghost, playfully circling the three. This is master-level flying skill. Everyone looked at this sight with dumbfounded gazes. Gu masters raised Gu, used Gu, and refined Gu. No matter which aspect, they were all profound and vast. It was clearly the same Gu that they were using, but some Gu masters could use them brilliantly, elevating it to a level of art. People often called these individuals masters. I had never thought that Wolf King was not only an enslavement pathmaster but also flying master. Everyone looked for a while and let go of their worries, exclaiming in surprise, "Wolf King, don't run if you dare." Ouyang Bai Sang shouted, "Chang Shanin, if you have any guts, come exchange 300 moves with me." Mo Shi Kuang roared in fury. Damn it. Lu Wenwu gnashed his teeth, his heart already sinking to the bottom. Fang Yuan's flying skills left them in the dust. What made them even more vexed was that Fang Yuan was unexpectedly separating his thoughts and controlling the wolf group to slaughter Lu Tribe army, while dodging them. Oh, for heaven's sake, if I knew you could fly this skillfully. Why would we need to fight to this extent? Looking at Fang Yuan's skillful maneuvers, He Lu Lan felt some resentment in his heart. As for the Lu Tribe 3 brothers, they were completely speechless. Chapter 535, Meeting of Father and Son. Chapter 535, Meeting of Father and Son. Lu Wenwu lost. It was an indignant loss, but this was the truth. It would not change because of his feelings. Lu Wenwu, Ouyang Bai Sang, Mo Shi Kuang all had flying abilities. But in terms of flying attainment, they could not compare to Fang Yuan. The sky was different from the ground. People could fly freely in the air. Up, down, left, right. They could dodge in all directions and fly everywhere. But on the ground, there was much less space for evasion. No matter how Lu Wenwu and gang tried to block him, they could do nothing to Fang Yuan. Meanwhile, as Fang Yuan dodged, he mobilized the wolf army to slaughter Lu Tribe's army. Lu Wenwu and gang had no choice but to give up on chasing Fang Yuan, turning to kill the wolf group and helping the low-rank Gu masters. But this was what He Lu Lan, Fang Yuan, and others wanted to see. Using Wolf Kings or the mutated wolf group to expended the Lu Tribe 3 brothers' precious primeval essence was very worth it. It was very advantageous to Fang Yuan as well. As long as a Gu master did not advance to a mortal realm, their primeval essence would be limited. Once they expend their primeval essence, their battle strength would decrease drastically and hit rock bottom. The wolf tide came again and again. The more wolves the Lu Tribe 3 brothers killed, the more primeval essence they used up. The wolf group scale was huge. It was never-ending. Eventually, Lu Tribe 3 brothers killed until their primeval essence was depleted. By the time they had to preserve their primeval essence, they would no longer be able to battle freely. He Tribe's higher-level battle strength finally had something to do as they suppressed the 3 of them. He Lu Lan, today, I did not lose to you, but I lost to Tai Bai Yunsheng and Chang Shanin. Lu Wenwu's hair was messy as his body was covered in injuries. He no longer had his gentlemanlike attitude as he shouted indignantly. He felt that, with their 3 brothers' killer move, 3 had 6 arms. They had great battle strength and could suppress the battlefield. If back then, they got to Fang Yuan and used their supreme speed to kill Fang Yuan, the wolf group would have collapsed and He Tribe would have lost. but Tai Bai Yunxing had the rank 5 healing goo man as before. The effect was godly. It greatly weakened the effectiveness of their killer move. When they were left with no choice and chased after Wolf King, they found that the enslavement master Chang Shanin was actually a mother *************** ing flying master. The three brothers could not catch him. They could only watch the battle crumble. Eventually, Lu tribe lost and was chased down by He tribe. They suffered great losses and countless people surrendered. As the alliance leader, Lu Wenwu and others were captured after their primeval essence was depleted. He tribe and Lu tribe had always been competing. The two super tribes had a tense relationship. It was well known in Northern Plains. Now, He tribe only captured Lu Wenwu and others and did not kill them. They wisely sought for a great amount of battle reparation from Lu tribe. Lu Wenwu is one of Lu tribe's prospective Gu immortals. If he was killed, the bottom line of this imperial court contest rules would be infringed. More importantly, although He tribe won, it was a tragic victory and they suffered huge losses as well. Without Lu Wenwu to bargain for huge amounts of compensation, just ordinary battle gains would not allow He tribe to regain their strength. This was very disadvantageous for their future battles for the imperial court. 3 days later, Lu tribe's envoy came and brought all of the Lu tribesmen and the tribes that submitted to them back into the blessed land. As for the tired and heavily damaged He tribe army, they set up camp and managed the people who surrendered, reforming their alliance and collating the battle gains, giving out resources and digesting the spoils of war. In the large lizard house Gu, Fang Yuan sat on the cushion as he cultivated intently. A rank 4 wolf soul Gu appeared out of his body through his will. The wolf soul Gu was only thumb size. It was like a tiny gray wolf-shaped doll. It floated in the air as it was covered in an eerie blue light. The primeval sea level in Fang Yuan's aperture dropped as primeval essence was injected into the wolf soul Gu, causing it to expand rapidly. How? Wolf soul Gu expanded and turned into a pure gray wolf soul, as large as an elephant. Next, the wolf soul opened its mouth and howled soundlessly, crashing towards Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan smiled lightly. How could a 1,000-man soul be so easily affected? The wolf soul crashed on his 1,000-man soul and immediately froze, suppressed by his 1,000-man soul. The two souls tangled as they turned into mist. A moment later, the wolf soul fused into the 1,000-man soul and reappeared. At this moment, the 1,000-man soul had a long pair of wolf ears on its head. Its body was thinner than Fang Yuan's body, and its nose also became sharper. The only part that had not changed were its long hair, eyes, and tail. Ever since the Imperial Court competition, I have been using Wolf Soul Gu daily to refine my soul. Now, I have achieved small success. My soul is around 30% Wolfman Soul. Once he fully converts to Wolfman Soul, his control over the wolf group would experience another qualitative change. Not only would the numbers increase greatly, he would be able to command them like an extension of his limbs. Controlling them would require a mere thought. After an intense battle, his soul's tiredness and weariness would also be lower, but according to this speed. By the time I completely refined the Wolfman Soul, the Imperial Court contest would be over already. I only have rank 4 Wolf Soul Gu. The efficiency is way too slow. Fang Yuan sighed. If he had rank 5 Wolf Soul Gu, that would be better compared to Fang Yuan's current situation. But rank 4 Wolf Soul Gu was like a grown man using a tiny knife to chop a tree. In truth, Fang Yuan's soul cultivation was already very fast. Ordinary Gu masters needed to spend at least 20 to 30 years to reach his level. Even a genius Gu master with a clan support could only be like Dong Fang Yuliang, reducing the time needed to 10 years. Fang Yuan had Dang Hun Mountain. His soul foundation grew at rocket speed. His point of view was obviously different. If I can get that thieving heaven inheritance and obtain Luopa Valley, Fang Yuan's thoughts drifted to this. But a moment later, he stopped this thought. In who immortal blessed land, Dang Hun Mountain was corroded by the gruel mud continuously. There was only a small mountain left now. His current objective was to save Dang Hun Mountain. As for Luopa Valley, he could only search for it after the Imperial Court contest ends. While Fang Yuan was cultivating, Chang Biao brought in Ai Shui Tong and Chang Jiyu to the door of the large lizard house. I am Chang Biao. I was summoned by Lord Wolf King. Chang Biao's voice was low and polite. He respectfully informed the guarding Gu master. The two rank 3 Gu masters had a plain expression as they stood by the door. One answered, Lord Wolf King is cultivating now. We cannot enter the Gu house to inform him. You will have to wait. Hiki, that is only natural. Chang Biao laughed. trying to conceal the bitterness and dreariness in his heart. He and Chang Shan-in had a huge grudge. He would not be willing to submit to He tribe. Originally, he wanted to go to Lu tribe, but Lu tribe wanted him to give up his family name and join Lu tribe. This request was impossible for Chang tribesmen and the elders to accept. Chang tribe was a large-sized tribe. Once they gave up their family name and became Lu tribesmen, Chang tribe would cease to exist. Furthermore, He Lu Lan captured Lu Wenwu alive, and in order to appeal to the most important person, Chang Shan-in, he added in the condition of taking over Chang tribe among the battle reparation. Thus, Chang tribe became the sacrificial lamb in Lu and He tribe's transaction. If Chang tribe did not submit to He tribe, they would be assaulted by He tribe's army. Forced by both tribes, Chang tribe had no choice but to lower their heads to He Lu Lan, becoming He tribe's captives. Chang Shan-in and Chang tribe's enmity was known to all. After He Lu Lan captured Chang tribe, he let Fang Yuan deal with them completely. After Fang Yuan got the news, he expressed his gratitude to He Lu Lan, but in fact, he did not care about it. He was only using Chang Shan-yin's identity in order to enter the imperial court blessed land. Wolf King's grudges had nothing to do with him, but if he settled this casually, it would not fit his current status, and people would get suspicious. Thus, Fang Yuan informed Chang tribe's current leader Chang Biao to meet him. Chang Biao waited from evening to midnight. At this period of time, Northern Plains nights were extremely cold. Chang Biao and the others had their goo worms confiscated. The primeval essence in their apertures could not resist the cold. Under the blowing night wind, they were shivering from the cold. Chang Biao kept a calm expression, but Ai Shuitong was very guilty. She could not conceal the worry in her heart. Chang Jiyu was young and at the peak of his health. Although his nose was red from the cold and his body was shivering, his eyes were shining brightly with excitement. All his life, he had been hearing about the Wolf King Chang Shan-in and his great deeds. Everyone called him the hero's son. He was gifted this unique status from birth. This gave him great worries, pride, trouble, and even chance encounters. When he had first heard about Wolf King Chang Shan-in being alive and had returned, but wanted to exact revenge on Chang tribe, he had very complicated feelings. When he found out that he was going to battle his father, his intense battle intent wavered. During the earlier meeting, Chang Shan-in did not appear. In fact, he went to bash up Sun Shi Han. This made Chang Jiyu feel disappointed but also great admiration. After Lu tribe lost, he became a captive, but that made him sigh in relief. He no longer needed to fight with his father. Right now, after Lu tribe lost, he was going to meet his real father. Chang Jiyu was very excited in his heart. Even though he was outside shivering and suffering from the weather, it could not freeze the hot-bloodedness in him. The person who gave me everything, my father, what kind of person are you? He was very curious, but he also felt a bit lost and anxious. After using 3 wolf soul goo, Fang Yuan opened his eyes. The sound of the icy wind blowing outside the window could be heard in the warm room. Fang Yuan purposely gave Chang Biao a display of authority. After counting the time that had passed, he knew it was time. Thus, he transmitted his message while controlling the large lizard house goo and opened the doors. Lord Wolf King has finished his cultivation. He will meet you now. The goo master guards outside received the transmission and said expressionlessly. Chang Biao's breathing paused. He felt great trepidation as he walked in first, with heavy footsteps. If Wolf King found out the truth, then he would die without a proper corpse. His reputation would be ruined. Even if Wolf King did not find out the truth, as long as he wanted revenge, killing the whole of Chang tribe would only be a sentence worth of work, being meat on the chopping block. This was the helplessness of being in this world. Fang Yuan looked at the 3 people kneeling before him. Chang Biao lowered his head, gritting his teeth, while Ai Shuitong had a pale expression and was shivering. As for Chang Jiyu, he was breathing roughly, but he took peeks at Chang Shan-in at times, showing an excited expression. Fang Yuan laughed lightly. The laughter was heard by all 3 of them, causing them to shudder. Chang Biao shut his eyes. His heart had sank to rock bottom. He was waiting for judgment. Ai Shuitong almost collapsed on the ground weakly, but Chang Jiyu was very agitated. This was father's laughter. He felt a strong sense of warmth from this laugh. Chibi General A. Heartwarming reunion between Wolf King and his son, his wife, and the man that married his wife.